Whenever I talk to black folks in Chicago, they do not like the black mayor. They are really mad at him, Brandon Johnson. I think that's his name. And Jamal Green is a guy that I know in Chicago who I like a lot. He's actually 30 years old, I think, and or 31. He ran for mayor of Chicago. I hope he wins. If he runs, I'll endorse him. I don't endorse politicians hardly ever at all, but I would endorse Jamal because he has the right idea. He also understands the importance of economics when it comes to elevating our community. He kind of gets the fact that if we don't get our economic game right, we're not going to have anything else. There is no civil rights without civil rights. There is no political movement without an economic movement. There is no power in America without having economic power. It has to start with economic power, which starts by basic things like learning how to make more money, which is why we need to train our kids to start businesses and make investments and not just chase jobs or NBA contracts. Number two, it goes into taking that money that we have and keeping it, right? Keeping it in our pocket, either through investing and saving or in supporting our own businesses as opposed to everybody else's. And then just generally, economic education needs to be the gold standard for the black community. Like anyone that you love, anybody that you care about, anybody that matters to you on this earth should be incentivized or encouraged or pushed, persuaded, yelled at if you have to understand like you got to learn your economics, you got to get your money right, you got to get your money right, you have to learn how this stuff works. If you don't learn how the money works, then you will not have any money, and when you don't have any money, it creates a lot of other problems. So anyway, so ultimately, I think that this is kind of the mandate for this century, and I'm issuing the clarion call, and I'm speaking on this consistently every single day because I kind of need you guys to really make sure you internalize that and also share that with people that you love. I can say this not just as a financial person. I'm a financial scientist. I've studied this stuff for a long time, and I can tell you this is where it's at. This is the big deal. All right, so let me keep reading here. Clean water initiatives and technologies are really important, like desalination. I guess where they can take the saline out of the water. Like they have these cities that are surrounded by all this salt water, but they can't drink it, which is crazy. I used to watch those movies. Everybody used to watch those movies where somebody would be stranded on a little ship in the middle of the ocean, but they would be dying of thirst. And it was like the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life. Anybody ever feel that? I'm like, you can't drink none of that. You can't take any of that water. Like you're surrounded by water. How are you dying of thirst? That don't even make no sense, right? But that's true, right? You get in the ocean and you start drinking the water, you're gonna have some problems. Also, global regulation, governments and international bodies are implementing stricter water usage policies, which boost companies that offer solutions like efficient irrigation, conservation, and purification systems. So again, like I said, what I'm going to do is later on this afternoon, I'll compile and review and analyze a list of companies that are in this industry and ETFs that you can take a look at, and I will send you all out this list. Make sure you are on the text list to receive it. If you want to get the text, text the word morning, MORNING, to the phone number 87948. So text morning to 87948. Now, here's something else I wanted to share with you that I thought was really, really intriguing. There was this thing I saw. Hey, how many of you let's give me a quick yes. How many of you are aware that there's a sports betting epidemic developing in America? How many of y'all know that sports betting is now considered to be like I did a conversation about this. We broke this down in the class. It's really it's if there ever was like a financial crack or a financial fentanyl, that would be sports betting. And the thing is, you can't really explain this to somebody who's doing it because they're not going to believe you. They're not going to listen. They have to hit rock bottom.